How did you get on with your Inktober? I hope you managed to finish it, and I hope that my last video gave you some tips and tricks on how to do that. So I'm going to do this sketchbook tour for the second part of my Inktober, starting off from day 11, which is where we left off in my last Inktober sketchbook tour. And I continued to just keep doing some random doodles and patterns and designs, and for me it was more about just trying out some new things, some new mark making, and just letting myself experiment. So I wasn't following any of the Inktober prompts or anything like that, and I was just doing what I liked. But having the Inktober, that's what made me put it up on Instagram, because usually I would do this and I probably wouldn't share it with you, or I might share one or two, but getting into that regular habit of sharing over on Instagram every day, that's what Inktober kind of did for me, and kind of helped me to do that. So that was my motivation for Inktober. So this book is basically just a mix match of different sort of things. Some of them will be themed, some of them wouldn't be themed, and it really just went on little flights of fantasy all over the place. And sometimes you would see patterns that were repeated or that were similar, where I could just experiment and see how I could just tweak them a little bit and make them look a little bit different. For my Inktober, I stuck to a few supplies. I had some fine line markers, and these were in just various different colours, and I picked ones that wouldn't bleed through the paper. And I also had a couple of my favourite brush pens. So the Pentel, which is an excellent brush if you haven't got this one and you like your brush pens, it's a really good one to check out. You get some lovely proper brush marks in this one, and the other bonus to it is its cartridge, so when it runs out of ink you can just put a new cartridge in it. And then of course the pen that I use a lot in drawing, and this is the Tombow one, so you'll have seen me use this one a lot before. Now as usual, everything is in the description below, plus also a link to my first Inktober sketchbook tour as well, in case you missed that. But I have a confession, I didn't completely just stick to ink. I did also do a little bit of colouring with some pencils, and I've got these highlighter pencils which have great colours, and then just some ordinary colour pencils as well, so a whole tin of different colours. And some of the colours there will be from the fine line markers, and some of them will be from some pencil work. So for instance, this next page, this was all coloured in with fine line markers, and that's some of the Pentel brush pen there, so you can see that lovely sort of like dry brush effect that you can get with it, and you can get some really thin lines with it as well as thick lines, so that's why I like it so much. And then this one, I've used some of the highlight pencil, and you can just see how highlighted they are, just fabulous fluorescent colours. But I didn't just stick to doodles, I did the occasional drawing as well, like this stylised poppy one, which I then coloured in with pencils. And then on the next page I've got a flower drawing, and it's not supposed to be any sort of flower in particular, it was just a fantasy flower, and then a bird drawing, and I used some pattern design on the outside of the bird there, and then also the background for the flower as well. But then I would sort of flip between doing some drawings occasionally and then back to my pattern work and just doing some very simple patterns or some more complicated patterns, however the mood took me. And for each page that I did, I tried not to overthink it. Just allow yourself to play and don't try and think about how you want it to turn out. Obviously some of the drawings I would be a little bit more planned, not like entirely organic, but I'd have a picture of the idea of the bird or whatever I'm drawing in my head or on my phone, and then I would draw from that. But with the patterns, they were very much just trying to not overthink it and just get some patterns down and just play. This one, you might recognise this one because it was very much inspired by that circle piece that I did, this one here, and the colourful one that I did as a video. So if you missed that, I'll also link that one up as well. So this mixed media paint and line piece was inspired by all the doodles in Inktober, and then this Inktober piece, this black and white one, was inspired by that circle piece. So we went round in a massive big circle of inspiration for that one. And of course I'd try things out like sticking with a different colour than black. Layering was another thing I enjoy playing around on this one too. Not all of them worked. Like, I didn't like this purple one on the left, although a lot of people said how much they did like it. If these drawings and doodles have put you in the mood for some more, then watch my pen and line video playlist here, and it will give you lots of ideas for your next doodling mixed media project.